Crime Has a Price is the 7th video in the series, Why South Africa is Getting Poorer. My friends, gather round and listen with open eyes and open hearts. When crime spreads like a shadow, it does not simply rob a household, a businessman, or a community. It robs the entire country, its economy, its promise, its soul. This is not fear for fear's sake. I speak to you with numbers, with truth. I speak of the price we pay every year for crime in South Africa. One, the scale of the toll. Let me begin with a finding that should wake every leader in our land. According to the World Bank's Safety First, the Economic Cost of Crime in South Africa report, crime costs us 10% of our GDP every year. 10%. Think about that. 10 rand out of every 100 earned, gone in losses, in fear, in wasted opportunity. Translated into actual figures, in 2023 that was about 700 billion rand. Money that could have gone to health, to schooling, to jobs and development. Money instead spent repelling threat, repairing damage, reimbursing losses. 1. The hidden components of the cost. We tend to see only the headline figures, burglaries, murders, robberies. But there are layers of cost, many of them hidden, many of them ignored. Transfer costs, stolen goods. When someone steals, the victim suffers. The insurer suffers. The business suffers. The ripple effect touches all. Protection costs, security guards, gates, alarms, insurance premiums rising. Every business, private home, informal trader pays more. Opportunity costs. When crime is high, tourism suffers. Foreign investors stay away. Infrastructure gets stolen. Transport becomes unsafe. Some businesses close or never start because it is too risky. Public sector cost. More money must be spent on police, on courts, on prisons, funds that might otherwise be invested in social services, roads, electricity. 1. How crime drains growth, jobs, and trust. Now let us consider growth, the engine of our economy. With 10% of GDP being erased each year by crime, growth falters. Businesses see their profits eaten by theft and insurance. Entrepreneurs fear setting up shop in high-crime areas. Jobs decline. Informal sector, which should absorb many unemployed, is most vulnerable because many informal traders cannot afford expensive security. They are exposed. Even more, unemployment and inequality, our country's wounds, are aggravated. Young people see few chances. Investors see unpredictable risk. Our country is seen as dangerous, and that perception alone pushes away tourism and foreign direct investment. Trust in public services, in the police, in the judiciary, erodes. When people believe no one can protect them or that justice is slow or corrupt, they give up. That breach of trust is expensive. People may take matters into their own hands, invest in private security, withdraw from community cooperation, or leave altogether. Social cohesion suffers. 1. Real-life stories and examples. Let me paint a picture. The small shopkeeper in Soweto who has to hire guards, fit burglar bars, pay for extra lighting. That extra cost pushes up price of goods, reduces profit, sometimes forces closure. The tour operator in Cape Town or Drakensberg. Visitors cancel because of fear, insurance costs rise, so fewer tours, fewer jobs in that community. Infrastructure theft, copper wire from public lighting, theft of road signs, vandalism. These things cost municipalities millions and taxpayers end up footing the bill. Delays in service delivery cause business losses. Poor lighting increases crime further, roads unrepaired reduce transport efficiency, etc. These are not abstractions. They are everyday, and they compound year after year with mounting damage. 1. Why our future suffers. When crime consumes 10% of GDP, we see lower growth. GDP could be 1% or more higher if businesses didn't waste resources on security and repair, but could instead invest in expansion. Reduced public services. Money diverted to policing and crime prevention means less for education, health, infrastructure. These tend to be the areas that build long-term prosperity, reduce inequality, reduce crime. Investor flight. When investors perceive lawlessness, unpredictability, high risk, They demand higher returns or avoid investing. Less foreign direct investment, fewer jobs, slower economic growth. Impact on households: ordinary families lose property, face costs of prevention, may relocate or live in fear. Mental health: fewer opportunities to save or accumulate capital. The psychological cost is real. One, what can be done? Wisdom and hope. The wise know problems this deep need multi-layered solutions. Here are some paths. Strengthen law enforcement and justice. Better policing, faster prosecution, better capacity in courts. If criminals believe they'll be caught and punished, crime falls. Tackle poverty and inequality, because many crimes are economically motivated. Jobs, better schooling, opportunities for youth. When people see hope, desperation recedes. Protect infrastructure and assets. Theft of power plants, copper, wires, public utilities steals from us all. Guard them, enforce laws strictly, maintain public systems, improve perception and investor confidence, transparent governance, visible action, visible justice. When people believe the state protects them, they invest, they stay. Community involvement, neighborhood watches, community policing, public education. If citizens feel they are partners in safety, not just victims, culture shifts. Listen, when crime becomes normalized, we all lose, not only in what we own, but in what we hope for. When a young person looks at their future, do they see fear or possibility? When an entrepreneur plots a business, do they see opportunity or risk? When society spends more on walls, alarms, guards than on schools and roads, that society has begun to choose fear over faith. Let us not be resigned. Let us demand better. Let us love our land enough to protect it, not merely with walls, but with justice. Let us build not only security, but dignity. If you lead a business, audit your crime costs. How much are you paying to guard, insure, repair? Could that money be reallocated to growth? If you are a citizen, demand that your taxes yield service. Police that are honest, courts that are efficient. Support civil society demanding accountability. If you are youth, believe in your power. When you stand up, when you demand education, jobs, fairness, you change the direction of many tomorrows. For without courage, numbers remain numbers, suffering remains hidden, hope remains deferred. But with courage, with policy, with action, with unity, we can reduce that 10%. We can reclaim that lost prosperity. We can invest in a South Africa where safety, economy, dignity move forward together. So let me say, in closing, crime in South Africa is not only a moral crisis, it is an economic one. We pay dearly, nearly 10% of GDP, in theft, in protection, in missed opportunities. That is a toll that slows growth, erodes trust, widens inequality. But it need not be our fate. The wise know that justice, opportunity, truth, and prevention are not costs. They are investments. Each rand put into justice, each job created, each community empowered is a seed for a safer, richer, more hopeful future. May we choose that future.